everyone, this is Juliana and I'm here to share with you guys the project that I created for the Iamroses Mother's Day contest. And what you could see here, as you saw the pictures, it's two wallets and I made them into cards because I wanted to create a wallet for my mother for Mother's Day, and I thought it would be really fun to create a card in form of a wallet. So that's what I did here, and part of the Iamroses challenge is to use purple colors or teals. So I went and used some purple colors for my flowers and my projects here. So let me share with you guys what I created, and at the end of the clip I will have a really quick tutorial on how to create a card like this, since I made this from scratch, and I hope that you guys find the tutorial helpful. So the paper collection I used for this wallet card, it's the Prima, and this is the Middle Arc paper collection. And I just added this stamp here that says Happy Mom's Day, and then I added this cut here. This is from My Favorite Things, and I just added some pearls in the center. And then over here there's the beautiful Iamroses flowers. So I used this one that has like the lilac and the darker purple in the center, really super gorgeous. And then also this paper rose here, also from Iamroses. And then I added some of the little tiny bitty cherry blossoms in white there and here. I also used some of the gardenia petals, and I will have all of the products that I used for this project on my blog, so you guys can check out the link below. In here there's another beautiful Iamroses crochet flower in like a lilac. So really love the combination of like the white, the greens, and the lilac colors. Really beautiful. Here I just added some pieces of trims that I have, so just to give it a little bit more of a touch. And then over here on the top, this is the strap of the card, I used this beautiful hand crochet trim that I had found at one of my vintage stores. It's super gorgeous, you guys, and it matches the paper collection really well. And on the bottom here, I just added a seam binding bow to the bottom here. And then this is what the back of the card looks like. So this is the strap that will go across the card, and I just used regular cardstock for the back base of the card. So as you can see, I also did stitching around the edges, just some random stitches on the bottom and pretty much on all of my papers. So the wallet opens up like this, and there's a beautiful image here from the paper collection. It says Gentle Beauty, super gorgeous. And then you open it up like this, and there's the wallet. So what I did here is I added more of the paper collection, and I did some stitching around, and then I added this little accordion type of thing of paper here to kind of make it look more like a wallet, so I can go ahead and put like a little sentiment or a note there for my mother. And then this is the bottom of the card here, and the punch I use here is by Martha Stewart. It's the doily punch. So that's what it looks like on the inside. Super fun, you guys. It makes a really cute gift for your mother or for your friends. I'm actually going to work on some of these for some of my friends to give them as gifts, because it's such a cute little idea. So this is one of the ones I created. And then the other one is this one, and this is the one I'm going to show you guys how to make on my tutorial. The paper collection I used for this one is by Melissa Francis, and it is the Fifth Avenue paper collection. And as you guys could see, I also did stitching around the edges of the paper. I added some beautiful laces around and some pearl trim around the edges as well, in like the lilac color. And then here, this is a flower by Zach Crafters. Really love it, and I added one of my buckles centers, and I do have a tutorial for those of you guys who haven't seen it. I will put the link of the tutorial below for you guys to check it out. And then I just added some ruffle fabrics here on the bottom of the wallet. And then this is where I put my Iamroses. So I used the same lilac flowers, paper flowers, super gorgeous. And I also cut out little pieces of the gardenia petals to put in there. So I really love how it looks like this in the middle, and then on the sides here you can see the banner from the paper collection. Over here on the bottom I also added more laces and pearl trims. And this is the back of the card for this one. Again, this is another Martha Stewart punch that I used there. And then this one opens up just the same way. And if you like, you can also use like Velcro if you wanted to use it, but I just like to have the strap kind of around the card like that. So that's what it looks like, and you open it up. And then this one is a little bit different. So what I did here is I just added the paper collection, and I added this stamp that says, "A mother holds your hand for a while and your heart forever." One of my favorite stamps for Mother's Day. So I just stamped it there, and then this is a little like song from the paper collection. And over here, I wanted this image to be right in the center, or kind of like on the side, but I mean the center of the wallet. And I created these paper pockets here using the paper collection. So I'm going to be adding like gift cards or like a little notes in here. So you can add as many pockets as you like onto your wallets. And over here on the bottom, I'm planning to add my note as well for whoever this card goes to for Mother's Day. So I'm going to add the little sentiment in here and like a gift card in there as well. So that's what it looks like when it's open. Super love this, you guys. It was so much fun to create, and it's really simple. So I'm going to share with you guys just a little clips of how I created this card, and hopefully you guys find this helpful, and hopefully it inspires you to create one as well. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you have any questions, please let me know. And be sure to check out the link of the challenge contest below as well. And I can't wait to see what you guys create. Okay, so for this card that we're going to be creating, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than the other card I show you guys. So this one is going to be about 7 inches by 10 1/4. Okay, so that's the length I'm going to be using. Of course, you can make your card smaller or bigger. You guys can play with the dimensions. This is just the card that I'm going to be making. So that's the dimensions for that. And then you want to score here. This is the length, 7 inches by 3.5, and 7 inches by 4 inches, and then 7 inches by 2.5. So this is the measurements here. So I just wrote it down because I already had my base pretty much ready to go. So that's what it will look like for the card. So then you just fold it like this as a wallet. Okay, so once we have our base, which is this part right here, we want to cut out the top layer of our card. So you don't have to use 2 papers. You can just use this and then just add the designer paper on the top. But I like to add a second piece of paper, like a color one or white or whatever. So what we have to do here is we have to cut this one a little bit bigger than this one here. So since the measurements for this one it's 10 1/4 by 7 inches, I'm just going to go a little bit bigger just so that when I use the punch, which this is the Martha Stewart punch, once I punch the edges, it will be a little bit bigger. This, you can see the border of the punch. Since this is the measurements for that, I'm just going to go about 1/4 or so bigger. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 7.5. So just a little bit bigger than the 7 inches. Okay, and then this side here, I'm going to cut it to 10 3/4, just a little bit bigger as well. Okay, so once I have cut this paper now, I'm going to put this away. You're going to have this and this too. So the top layer is going to be a little bit bigger because we're going to go ahead now and punch the edges of the card in the lilac cardstock. So that's what we're going to do. So you're just going to need your Martha Stewart punch, whichever you want to use, and we're just going to punch the edges all the way around the paper. Okay, so once you have punched all the way around your paper, then we're going to be placing it like this. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than the actual paper. Okay, so you guys can just kind of play with the measurements and how thick or how thin you want your border. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to score it just like this card right here. And pretty much what I do is you can either measure it or you can just do it by eye, which is normally what I do. So I'm just going to fold it this way, and I'm going to use my my bone folder, and I'm just going to score just like this one right here because we already scored the measurements here. And then I'm going to do the top, so I'm just going to fold it in and make sure that it's even. Okay, and we're just going to do that. Okay, so now we have like the base of our card here, and all we have to do now is we need to go ahead and glue this into this paper here. Okay, and then we can add the designer paper on the top. Here my paper, I'm just going to use a double side tape, but you can use your like score tape or anything like that that you want to adhese the paper with. And so all I'm going to do is I'm just add the adhesive in here and then glue it on the piece of cardstock. So once you have added your adhesive, we're going to go ahead and glue it into the cardstock here. And you can either measure it, but since we already have the score lines, I'm just going to do it here by eye. So what we want to do is we want to glue it on the metal here, and we want this to be even. I'm going to put it right there. So that's the metal part. And then we're going to do the side here, and then do the top. So I'm just going to remove this tape here, and then we're going to do the top just like that. Okay, so that is the back of the card. Now we are ready to add the designer paper. And the paper I'm going to use for this is the Melissa Francis paper. Super adorable, and this is the Fifth Avenue by Melissa Francis. And I already cut out the pieces of paper that I'm going to be using in my card just to save time. And all I did is I just cut it out and I did the stitching into my papers because that's what I like to do. And then for the papers though, I did pretty much almost the same measurements as this, but just a little bit smaller, so maybe like a quarter of a length smaller, and so that way you can kind of see it on the paper still. So as you could see, it's just going to be a little tiny bit smaller, and you guys can just kind of play with the measurements. So you can just play it and make it a little bit smaller so then it fits and you can still see the border of the cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead now and adhere the paper. Once we have adhered the paper, the design paper on the top of the card, we're going to go ahead and make the little cut here for the handle, which is going to go this way. So this is optional. You guys can add the handle with paper, or you can use lace or trims, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and make a little cut here. This paper here measures about an inch and a half or so, so I have to make sure that it's going to be kind of like long enough to fit in here. Place it, so I want this to be in the middle, so I'm just going to make a little line here just so I know how big it has to be with my pencil. You can cut it out with your scissors or you can use your cutting knife, and I actually broke my cutting knife the other day, and so it's a long story, you guys, but I'm going to just go ahead and use my scissors. And all I'm going to do is just make a little cut here. Just carefully. So once you cut it out over here, we're going to test it. And then this is going to be my little belt over here. And what I did is I just cut out the little corner so that way it makes it a little bit easier for it to go inside here. And it would hold my card once I glued it here on the back. So that's what it will look like there. And then what we're going to do here, since you can see the line, is we're going to cover this with the rest of the designer paper So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, you guys, so our card is now covered with the designer paper. So there is the top, the center, and the bottom part. And then it closes like this. So there it is. And then the back here, if you like, you can put more designer paper, or you can just leave it plain. And I really like the lilac paper into the card, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do for my here in the center is actually going to add this little pocket that I just created. Just cut out 2 pieces of paper and then glue them on the side. And I'm just going to add it right here, just like if it were a wallet. So I'm just going to add some adhesive tape on the back. I'm just going to add it right here. And then I have a little pocket here and here where I can actually insert 2 little tags there for my mom or somebody else there. So it kind of looks more like a wallet. Then over here I'm planning on adding a little sentiment on the top here. And on the bottom here you can either write a note or you can actually make more little pockets like I did over here. So that's pretty much the card, you guys. Now what we're going to do to finish it up is we're just going to add our little belt here that will go right in the middle of the card. So you can either add it like this, or you can also use a piece of little cardstock and kind of like make a little border. So that's what I'm going to do for my card. Okay, so now I have my border here that is going to go right in this little gap here. And so I'm going to insert it, and then I'm going to fold this back right there, and then we're going to add the adhesive right here on the back, so this thing will stay on here. Okay, you guys, so our card is completed. As you could see, it was just very easy. And what I did here on the back is I just added this little piece of cardstock here to hold this a little bit more. And then the card opens up like this, and there is your little wallet card. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Now what I'm going to do is just share with you guys some of the ways that I altered this card. So I hope you guys like it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye everyone.